Hi, in this tutorial we'll be making a pair of chain dangling earrings. In this tutorial you're going to need 3 tools. You're going to need a pair of flat nose pliers, you're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers, and you're going to need a pair of wire cutters. So let's go over the beads and the findings that we're going to need. We're obviously going to need some ear wires, so 2 ear wires. We're going to need 8 head pins. That's 4 per earring. And we're going to need 2 eye pins. We're just going to need 1 per earring. And then we're going to need some chain for this. I have very small lengths of chain. So this one, 1, 2, 3. This one only has 5 lengths. So it's about 1 inch long, so 2 inch long pieces. And then for the beads, you're going to need some gold beads. These are metal gold beads and they have little holes all around them, little design. I have 3 really tiny ones, and then I have 1 kind of medium-sized one. It's like double the size of the smaller ones. And then I have this orangey salmon color bead for the bottom. It's glass and it's kind of like an oval shape. So let's start out with our bottom bead. We'll take the glass bead and you're going to use one of your eye pins. So put your bead on your eye pin. Now take your flat nose pliers and put it right at the base of the wire where it meets the bead and just bend it backwards. And now take your wire cutters and you're going to want to trim the wire, not even 1/2 inch, less than 1/2 inch, really just a few centimeters, because you want to make a loop, a small loop. So that's when we're going to take our needle nose pliers and grab the wire at the very tip and just wrap it around until it meets the other side, and now you have a loop. And now we can set that aside. So now we're going to take any of our gold beads. Let's start with the medium-sized one. We'll take our medium-sized gold bead, and for this one we're going to need an eye pin because this is going to be the top one. So we're going to put our bead on our eye pin and then take your flat nose pliers and grab the bead and bend it back like you just did, and then we're going to trim it again. Now you can see the loop on the one side of the eye pin. You want to try and match the size of the loop on the other side. So just a few centimeters, trim off. And then to make that size loop, you would have to wrap almost around the very end of the needle nose pliers. It's a pretty small loop, just a little further up, but like not quite at the end, but almost. So just grab it, grab the wire at the very end, and just wrap it around. Okay, so I have that one done. I'll put that aside. Now we're going to put our eye pins on our other gold beads. So take one of your eye pins and put your gold bead on. These are really tiny. And then we're going to take the wire and bend it back again. And then take your wire cutters and trim the wire. Take your needle nose pliers, grab the very end of the wire and wrap it around. Okay, so I have one of them done. Take another one of your head pins and put your wire on. Put your bead on your head pin. And then you're going to take your flat nose pliers and grab the wire, bend it backwards. Let me bend it a little bit more than that. Okay. Now take your wire cutters and trim it. Trim the wire. Alright, and take your needle nose pliers and grab it on the very end again. And just wrap it around just like that. Set that aside. Now we have our last gold bead. So again, take a head pin, put your bead on, flat nose pliers, grab the wire, bend it back, take your wire cutters and trim the wire. And take your needle nose pliers and wrap it around. Okay, so now we're just going to connect them to the chain. So we're going to take one of our links of chain and we're going to connect one bead on one link of the chain. Mine has 5 individual links, so I'm going to use the middle 3, and I'm going to keep the bottom one and the top one for my other beads. So I'm going to take one of my little tiny beads and I want to open the loop. I want to take my flat nose pliers and grab the loop, just grab it, and then swing it out instead of pulling it back, because that will break the wire, will weaken it. We don't want that. Alright, so take your chain and I'm just going to hook the first link on, and then I want to close my loop the same way I opened it, just the opposite way. Okay, so I have one bead on. Now let's take another one. Take another bead and open it the same way. Okay, and I want to put it on my second link, and then I want to close that. Okay, so I have 2 on. Now I'm going to take my last one and open it again, swing it out. And I'm going to take my third link and hook it on, just like that. Take my flat nose pliers and close it. So let me grab this chain so you can see. I have 3 on there. It's kind of difficult sometimes to work with these really tiny pieces, but I have 3 on there. So now we're going to connect our other beads. Our medium-sized gold bead is going to be the top one, like I said. So we're going to have to open that up. So swing one of those loops out. And then take your top link of your chain. And just put it right on there. And then take your flat nose pliers and close it. So I have that hanging. Now I'm going to take my bottom bead and I'm going to swing that loop out to open it. And now I'm going to take my last loop, my last link of chain, hook it right on there, just like that. Take your flat nose pliers and close it up. And there we have our almost finished earring. Now we just have to connect the ear wire. So I'm going to open the loop on my gold bead. You can open it on your ear wire, it doesn't really matter, but this is good for me. So just grab the loop and swing it out again and just connect your ear wire on. Okay, just like that. And then take your flat nose pliers and close the loop. And there is your finished pair of earrings. You'll just repeat with the other one and then you'll have your finished pair. So here I have the other one completed, and I have a nice pair of gold chain dangling earrings. Thank you for watching this tutorial.